It's the Digital Board Gamer here, and today we're going to look at the brand new Kingdomino app just released on Steam. It has been available on mobile for a few months, but it just came out on Steam recently within the last couple of weeks. It's published by Meeple Corp, and it looks like this might be their first dive into digital-based board games, judging by their website. I assume if you're looking at the digital app, you're already familiar with the physical version, but here it is on BGG. Meeple Corp was nice enough to give me access to both the PC version, so I could test out the PC version, and on my Steam Deck, as well as the iOS version for my iPhone 15. On Steam, it is currently discounted 20%. So it's $11.19 through December 4th, or it's only $4.99 on mobile. Now, one important pricing note, on the PC, you get access to both of the visual versions. So you see here, you get the new visuals, but then also on the PC version, you would get the classic as well. If you want both those versions, you have to buy the separate $5 purchase to unlock this more classic view on the iOS version. The game does have a good tutorial that'll teach you how to play if you've never played before. But here, the king will show you how to play the game. He'll go through all the things that you need to know and teach you how to use the app correctly. The UI looks good. It's very colorful and bright and simple to navigate. I think it's scaled well on both the PC, Steam Deck, and iOS. I felt touchscreens probably worked the best for putting the pieces around your castle, but overall they worked fine for each device. Speaking of controls, like I said, input works well across the board. Mouse and keyboard seem fine. The touchscreen on the phone is extremely responsive, which helps place dominoes around your board a little easier. The Steam Deck's controller support is also very good. In fact, it was the quickest way of selecting a domino and then confirming, because you were able just to select and then press another button real quick, rather than having to select the domino and then moving down to the confirm on the PC or the mobile. Performance was good, smooth across all three devices, no crashes, no lags. And we had quick load times. The AI seems fine to me. The hard version beat me the first couple times, but then I was able to eventually beat the hard version AI. But I'm no expert by any means. But if you're a really good Kingdomino player, the AI might not be good enough for you. But I think that goes pretty much with all app games. It's hard for the AI to replace a good player if you play at a really high level. But I think if you're a very just casual player, the AI is definitely good. The game does have the 7x7 variant for 2 players. As well, there are some quest modes here. And once you unlock them in the Lost Kingdom, they add some extra ways of playing. So I thought that was some cool progression of having to unlock them first and then using them. Speaking of achievements, you can see here the achievements. When you do that, you can claim the rewards, which will give you these tiles here. I'll claim all mine real quick. You can go to the Lost Kingdom here, and you can see here you're going to be placing earning shards and then creating dominoes and unlocking fog. So I'll spend my shards to create a domino, put it down, and you can see what you can unlock. So here I'll unlock here, and I unlocked another meeple. You can see here, by placing on these icons here, I can unlock other modes. So now I'm able to play the Middle Kingdom version in my games. Overall, I really do enjoy the achievement system. It does give you something to kind of push for. Some of them are very basics, like the top one here, just win 250 games. You'll get there eventually if you play enough. But some of them are like win without using a swamp domino or etc. So maybe you'll get those eventually, or you might have to purposely plan on building no swamps and still try to win. Now there are 4 modes of play. As you can see here, you can do single player, and you can play against 3 different bots. You can do pass and play, where you can play against 3 people, and you can add AIs. If you only have 1 or 2 people, you can play against AIs as well to get a full game. There is an online place to play. of course, to play against other people. It is cross-platform, meaning you'll play not only your platform, but you might be playing against PCs, iOS, Android users, and then I believe if it's not out yet, there's a Switch version coming as well. And then, of course, you can play online, same kind of thing, create a game, and then you can play with bots as well to fill up the room. I did try out some online games against myself just to see how it kind of worked. I did get 2 games in where I played against people. Both games queued up pretty quick. Both players weren't very good, so which led me to my suspicions, like, am I playing against a real person or a bot? Doesn't give you any, doesn't give you any ideas if you're playing against a bot or a real person. On my phone here, I'm going to quit the game right now and force quit it. And you're going to see in a second, my phone here, which is the active player, will just start playing. But there you go. You see they played, and I'm not playing on my phone currently. So then I select my piece, and then my opponent will go here in a second, and you'll see that they'll pick. I have no notification that I'm playing against a bot at this point, so which leads me to believe I don't know if I'm ever playing against a real player or if they've always been bots. There's no way notification to tell. So do be aware of that. I did play one game where I got kicked. My Steam Deck battery actually died, and then I turned it back on pretty quick. I mean, not instantaneous. It took me a second to plug it in, turn it on, but I wasn't able to rejoin the game. So what I assume would happen is it kicked me. When I got kicked, after 20, 30 seconds like that, the bot started playing for myself against my opponent. So do be aware of that. So then we really need to talk about the elephant in the room. Kingdomino is on BGA. It's not a free game, it's premium, but that doesn't really matter. You just can't start games in that case, and there are currently 2,000 games going on BGA, so I don't think it'll be that hard to find a game, even if you're not a premium player. BGA also keeps track of your ELO, which I think is really good and helpful. It punishes you if you leave a game. I know Wingspan had a lot of problems where players would play much longer games. I mean, one nice thing is Kingdomino games are 10 minutes, but Wingspan games are much longer, and people would just rage quit, and there was no real penalty for doing that. They have since fixed that, and it penalized, and now there's a penalty for leaving earlier, I heard, but we don't have that in Kingdomino. So I do think if you're more of a serious player and you want to play against good other people, I think BGA is the place to play. Which brings me why you would buy Kingdomino then. I feel Kingdomino's best place is on the mobile. I think being able to pick up a game real quick, play against the AI, and be done in 10 minutes when I have a few minutes waiting for the kids, doctor office, that kind of thing. I think that's where really Kingdomino shines. I don't play Kingdomino a ton, so I'm not super strong. The hard AI is definitely good enough for me currently. That's really where I would suggest people if they fit in that category. Because I'm an asynchronous player for the most part for many of my board games, and there is no asynchronous play on Kingdomino, the app, I really think I'd be leaning more towards BGA if I'm going to play real people. This really is playing against the AI, doing the achievements, going against the leaderboards, that they have here, trying to play against people that way is more, I think, of where this shines at. Don't get me wrong, the achievements are really cool. I mean, this is a really good addition. And one of my favorite things about all the Direwolf games are the achievements and the solo puzzles. So that might be something that they could kind of work on. I really think that's what many people are going to do with this app, is use more for solo play than against real people, especially since it's on BGA. So to wrap it all up, I do think this is a buy, especially on the phone. $5 is a reasonable fit. If you like playing more on the couch, it really felt good on the Steam Deck or the Switch version when it comes out. But if you're a more serious player and you want to play against people and high skill level people, BGA definitely wins out. Well, I've been the Digital Board Gamer. As always, good luck and have fun.